Good evening, short story writers. Tonight we're going to continue with the theme of trash, rubbish, garbage, however you call it. So, this fiction writing prompt is obviously not about bottles and genies in bottles and messages in bottles and whatever it was else I was extemporizing over on Saturday evening. This is Monday, so it's the last day of November. So, okay, right, last day of November. We'll go with calendars. I was going to go with polythene bags. We'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, calendars. All right, so if you're not using your phone calendar, if you're one of the sort of old schooly type, you have something you pull off every day, or maybe a month planner, and then you take that down. Okay, so here's idea number one. I've just thought of this. Okay, so a lot of those calendars have like witty saying of the day or inspirational quote of the day. Sometimes they might have a little bit of information about something else. I've got one from a Chinese supermarket, and there's a little bit of information about each of the Chinese zodiac signs. And so, okay, your main character notices this, becomes fascinated by it, finds out that maybe there are alternative astrologies, and gets drawn in. Okay, there's a human interest story there, starts doing strange things as a result, reading the horoscope for this particular type that you can make your own. This would be fun. And starts doing strange things, gambling and winning, losing. Whole thing comes crashing down around his or her ears. Why not? But maybe does some good along the way. Science fiction, then it could be something that leads along a path, and the astrology is the gateway to a lot of myths, which our Indiana Jones type explorer then goes, and she or he finds himself somewhere in, I don't know, it could be the Urals, it could be Nepal, it could be the Gobi Desert, somewhere in the middle of Australia, whatever, and there are artifacts there, and they have powers. Ditto for, I do like the way that science fiction, fantasy and horror kind of map onto each other. You just have interesting stroke semi-scientific things for science fiction, or it's supernatural or a malign spirit for the other two. And ditto with horror and not horror, action and thriller type stuff. It could well be that some little tripwire is alerted in, let's just use the CIA are the foreign ones, aren't they, rather than the FBI? Yeah. So the CIA and some other entity has been monitoring the underweb, and so they're involved, and they start chasing our main character. So there's that. Calendars. What else? Could be that the sheets of paper, the main character is loath to throw them away, wants to upcycle them, so starts doing doodling on the back, recording each of the days as using them as a little journal, and then this leads to insights if it's a literary type of story. If it's science fiction, they have a bit of a brainstorm one day and they start using these to like with Lorenzo's oil, that kind of brainstorm. They kind of had a dream, and then they start developing stuff. Or I don't know, a perpetual motion machine or something like that, or Nikola Tesla's unending source of power. They suddenly get it, and they start drawing on. This is their envelope, the back of the envelope. Ditto with science fiction, fantasy and horror. They have an insight, and it leads them to the opening of a dark portal. And ditto with development on the last one, so action stroke thriller. They start doing research, and certain words are tripped in a database, and then the not very helpful government agency gets involved. I'll tell you what the world does need, actually, if you kind of along those bends. If you've seen the movie Paul, which I resisted for the longest time, and then I saw it and thought, oh my goodness, it's hilarious and very insightful as well. So we could do a few more kind of science fiction, fantasy, kind of humorous things like that, where, yeah, because it's basically like Starman, but with humour. And Starman was Jeff Bridges. Yeah, investigate them both. They're worth seeing. What else could you do with a calendar? Well, you could do a Julia Childs type thing. You could write on the back something that you've achieved that day, and it could be. I mean, we could do this like as authors are got to write 250 words a day. Yeah, and write your progress on the back. Okay, real life stuff here. But yeah, your main character does something like that. They start taking a photo, and their skills involved. But while they're taking the photo, there's a rear window situation. They are, unwitting witnesses to a crime, unwitting witnesses to a UFO sighting. They capture something malign on film, and it goes viral on wherever social media thing. They unwittingly photograph a government operative, so the whole thriller, etc., etc., etc. What else could you do with that? Not sure. Oh, I need to finish. It's nearly 8 minutes. Oh, no. We might return to this. Who knows? Okay. I better say bye-bye. Happy writing. And if it was useful, this one. If it was terrible, that one. Okay. Night-night.